Imagine you lived in a box. Being physically or mentally challenged is something like living inside a box. It's a barrier which makes everyday activities such as walking, running, or participating in sports difficult or impossible. But it doesn't stop you from having the same needs and desires as everyone else. Now imagine that you could escape that box. What would that be worth to you? There's a way to help disabled kids get out of their boxes, a way for them to experience true freedom. It's through skiing, and a program called Track 3. Track 3 is an organization that supplies disabled kids with special adaptive ski equipment and trained instructors, allowing them to discover the joy of skiing.
There's a foreword in a great book on skiing that talks about the freedom and the thrill of skiing and so on. Now, the author was talking about just any of us, but imagine if you'd been in a wheelchair for most of your life, and you, all of a sudden, you experience this freedom and this wind in your face and moving on your own, and it's absolutely incredible. I mean, this is what happens, and this is the thrill of skiing for the disabled.
The benefits of skiing for disabled kids are numerous and profound. Skiing is rehabilitative and a fun way for them to exercise. It gives kids who are often introverted a boost in confidence and self-esteem and teaches them socialization skills. How does Track 3 work? Track 3 starts by assessing potential students at an indoor workshop. Some of the kids are amputees, while others have more complicated physical and mental disorders, such as cerebral palsy, spina bifida, muscular dystrophy, autism, and brain injuries. After the assessment, special adaptive ski equipment is purchased or built, which is appropriate for each skier's disability, such as this dual ski. A dual ski is designed for a skier with no mobility in his or her legs and who has difficulty with balance. Once a skier has mastered the dual ski, he or she can progress to a monoski, which has one central ski supporting the seat instead of two. The name of the organization, Track 3, comes from this equipment, which is used by one-legged skiers. These outriggers double as poles for pushing and as skis for balance. This setup leaves 1, 2, 3 tracks in the snow, hence the name Track 3. Teaching disabled kids to ski requires specially trained instructors. At Track 3, instructors participate in a number of seminars in which they learn the basics of ski instruction, the various methods of teaching disabled skiers, and how to deal with different disabilities. They wear special jackets which identify them as instructors, as well as pins which indicate their level of certification. All of the instructors at Track 3 are volunteers. In fact, volunteers are what make Track 3 work. Without them, the program simply could not exist. As well as ski instructors, there are numerous support staff who help keep the program running, such as bus captains, ski technicians, lunch helpers, and snowmobile drivers. They too are volunteers. With so much generosity on the part of its members, it's no surprise that Track 3 feels more like a family than a school. It's probably clear now that Track 3 is concerned with quality. Quality of its instructors, quality of equipment, quality of the entire program. In fact, Track 3 has a mission statement, which is to provide the best instruction, care, and equipment for people with disabilities, so that they may discover their own remarkable abilities through the magic of skiing. Track 3 is dedicated to providing disabled children an uncompromised opportunity for personal growth simply because they deserve it. What's so magical about skiing for the disabled? It's the joy of being freed from that box for a day and seeing what you're able to do, not what you're unable to do. It's about feeling the wind in your face, the rush of speed, and feeling the kind of control over your body that you've never had before. And it's not just the kids who benefit from Track 3. It's the volunteers and the parents. When they see the smiles on their children's faces as they do something that they might have thought never was possible.
Young Will is a three-tracker, and when he was ready to go up the hill for the first time, we got on a chairlift, and I thought he'd be a little nervous, but he said, "Wow, this is cool." And when we're partway up, he's a little thoughtful. He says, you know, when I was a little kid, he said, I used to lie in bed and think about skiing on a mountain. He said, now I'm doing it. I was stunned. I just brought a tear to the eye because that's what it was all about in Track 3.
There's a waiting list for kids who would like to try Track 3. So the program is expanding to include more disabled skiers as well as new ski locations. Because each student requires both an instructor and an assistant, there's an urgent need for more volunteers. There's also a great need for more financial support to buy new equipment and to cover operating costs. If you'd like to help this unique and worthwhile cause, or have any questions about the program, give Track 3 a call. There's a special kid somewhere who'd love to hear from you.